everyone, and welcome. My name is Mike, and this is 30 Minutes of Gentle Yoga. If you're with me live, hopefully you've noticed that the time has changed, or if you do this class live, the time has changed to 4:15. FYI, Central. And today we are going to do a nice well-rounded practice. Last week we did a big moon salutation, and we held a lot of those poses. Now this week I want to do it again, but we're gonna flow with it a little bit more. Maybe if you were able to do it, it'll be a little more familiar. All right, we're gonna start with a nice seat, as always. Go ahead and find your comfortable seat, and close your eyes. And just begin with a little bit of breath awareness. So as you begin to draw a little bit smoother inhaling breath, feel your sit bones ground down into the earth and feel your spine lift up effortlessly as if there were little bits of space in between each vertebra. And then as you exhale, it's just kind of a continuation of that nice lift, and maybe you bring your navel in a little bit. And again, that nice smooth breath. So establishing an even inhale and making it a little bit deeper than where you started from. And the same with the exhale. Go ahead and empty the lungs out. And this breath really is our guide through our entire practice, and it reminds us to stay present. The breath is our present, and it also gives a cue to our minds to stay steady and calm as well. So good. Another few rounds of good, smooth, even breathing. Awareness of that nice, tall spine. And the next time that you take an inhale, let's go ahead and gather our arms up. Inhale, come on up overhead. Maybe looking up, chin up. Exhale, let that float down. So just kind of gather everything about your day into your arms. Inhale, gather it all up. Now just kind of like let it float up away from you and leave you lighter as you extend. Good, and let those arms fall back to earth. One more time, gather up all your cares. Inhale, gather them up. Now just gonna send them up away, make yourself lighter, and float back to earth. Good. And let's come onto hands and knees for a little bit of warm-up. Putting the hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips, we're gonna do a little bit of a thread the needle. So you'll inhale, lift your right elbow, and take a look at it. And then when you exhale, come down through and thread the space over to the left. So inhale, coming on up. And exhale, come on through. So you do not have to be at the same pace that I am in my breath. I want you to go inhale to look up and twist up, and I want you to exhale and come through in the same nice smooth rhythm that you just established when we were sitting. Okay. And then the next time that you thread, let's maybe pause there for a moment. If it's possible, put your shoulder on the mat, and you can leave your hand there, or you can reach it out, but just give that extra shoulder opening there on the back side of that right. And here too, let's make sure to keep that smooth cycle of breath happening, finding your stillness in every pose. And let's return back to our tabletop so that we can put the other side together. We'll inhale to lift the left elbow and take a look at it. Exhale and thread down the space underneath you on the right. Inhale, come on up. And exhale, thread through. Really nice twist for the spine here if we are shaking off some cobwebs from our day. And again, moving with your smooth breath. And the next time that you reach through and thread, let's go ahead and pause. Maybe put that shoulder down on the floor if it works out for you. And extend maybe that right arm towards the top of the mat. Looking in that direction, and make some micro adjustments in your hips or shoulders and see if you can make it feel a little more space, a little more stretch. Good. And then go ahead, come on up. We're going to be on the knees, so if you have a blanket or something, you can definitely use that as a little support. If your knees are fine, no big deal. Inhale, come on up. Thunderbolt. And exhale, we'll go ahead and hinge forward. So on Thunderbolt, you can come down a little or a lot. I'll show you some variations of what you can do with it. Inhale up. And again, keeping that smooth breath. Exhale, you could sweep the hands all the way back in the forehead, actually all the way to the floor. Here's something else you can do. On the way down, you could reach back, hold the right wrist, and look to the right as you bow. Okay, good. Inhale. And exhale, then you grab the left and you look left. So I'm going all the way down. If you need some allowances for your body, please take them. Everyone should be practicing grab right, look right in the way that is safe for their body, that is accessible for how you showed up today. Grabbing left, look left. This will be my last one. Okay. Good. Let's come on up. And then we're going to come to standing. So however you need to do that, put your hands down, maybe tuck those toes, and you could either walk back to your feet or walk your feet up to your hands. Let's find ourselves in forward fold wherever you're at. Maybe you're letting your head drop and be really heavy, okay? Lengthening the back sides of the legs. Maybe you like to hold onto your elbows. If you need, you can have as much of a knee bend as you need in a pose like this. Protect that back if we have back issues. All right, let's take our hands to our hips. Inhale, pick up your head and heart, bend your knees, and then exhale, come on up to standing. Good, and make sure that we have a beautiful Tadasana pose, pressing down into the four corners of those feet, feeling that little suction cup in the middle of the foot, right, that Pada Bandha. Drawing the navel in and lifting away, remembering all of the cues that we set up when we were sitting, nice and lifted, and a nice smooth, even breathing. So let's inhale, lift on up, and exhale. So you do not have to keep turning. Every once in a while, though, I turn to demonstrate a pose in a certain direction. So that's what I'm doing now. We're gonna leave the hands up next. Inhale, go ahead, lift. And exhale, I want you to drop your left arm to your side. Now, reach your fingertips as far away from each other as they can get, and then use your left arm as a stabilizer and come over the top like so. Big side stretch. And if you feel yourself sort of collapsing forward, bring it back into a real side stretch here. It doesn't have to be, sometimes I think people think we gotta get real far, and the way to do that is start coming front. I don't care how far we're getting. Let's inhale, come on up, and exhale. Let that right arm come down to the side. Left hand comes on up, and we'll start by pressing those fingers as far apart from one another as we can get them. Good, nice and lifted. And then use your support and come on over to the side, any amount. Again, I'm just more concerned about the nice length of that side of the body. We might be pressing extra into the left foot too to help stabilize. Good. And we did not lose our breath. We still have that smooth breath moving. Inhale, come on up. Let's just do a few chair twists. Exhale and twist over to the right as you sit down into a little chair. Inhale, arms come back up. And exhale, twist. I hope it goes without saying too that you do not have to extend the arms up overhead if you have shoulder issues. Everything here is a recommendation, not a must. So every exhale, I'm twisting to the side. I'm looking back, right? Exhale. Good. And inhale. Let's go ahead nice on up tall again. And just hold those arms up and give a nice shrug in the shoulders for a moment. Maybe just really squeeze, maybe even tense and release those shoulders. And get some blood flow in there. Make them feel nice and good. And then do a few rounds of some big shoulder circles. Really round them back. Take your time. And then go ahead and leave that nice shrug. And then let's have a little bit of a heart opener here. Grab wrist or your forearms or elbows. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, drop your shoulders back. So try not to arch your back here. Take your navel in and smooth your tailbone down towards the floor. Draw your lower ribs into the back body. And you don't have to look up if that bothers your neck. You can keep the chin tucked, but this is just a really nice openness for the chest and a shoulder opener too. All right, let's inhale, float those arms up. And if you're not at the top of the mat, let's find ourselves there. And exhale, we're gonna step our left foot back quite a ways into Warrior Two. So Warrior Two is the furthest distance. Now you're gonna do whatever is right for your body. It's the pose with the furthest distance between the feet, okay? At any time in a standing pose, if it's just, too much for you to hold, you can take a breath, straightening and going back in, or you can continue to flow that way, all right? So let's take an inhale here, look over your front arm, and exhale, you're gonna come over the top into a side angle, and we'll flow that a couple times. Inhale, come on, maybe you even straighten like so, and then exhale as you come over, then you bend the leg. So that's just one option for you, or you can keep the leg bent the whole time. You could also do a side angle where the forearm comes onto the, let's do a couple more, nice and long. And that top arm can either be straight up above you or reaching off into that nice side angle. Good. And let's go ahead and stay up this time. And slight adjustment, take your right hand and lift it on up nice and tall. So opening those ribs once again, press into your front foot, those knees and toes going to the front. Relax your back arm, okay? Now inhale and lift. So you could stay here, it's kind of like a reverse triangle, or you can make it a reverse warrior by coming back in and cultivating a little bit of heat in that front leg. So if you are a person who kind of needs a little bit of a jolt, turn the burner on, you're gonna do that for yourself, all right? Undertake the austerity, the little bit of heat, knowing that it's gonna be great and it's temporary. It's so temporary. Good, let's inhale, come on up. And then exhale, release that on down. Whew, maybe turn to the side. And notice that what one side feels like. That's why we do two-sided things, because we want to bring ourselves into balance. Work this side, make the other side as strong. Okay, and then we're gonna turn and do the Warrior Two for the other side. So, turn the toes back off the other side and arms nice and long. Again, you can inhale, straighten, exhale, we're gonna send that right arm back around the top. So if you want, every time you inhale, you could straighten that leg. Every exhale, you could either put your hand on your thigh or coming down. So as I do this, I'm kind of doing different versions each time, just so that you can see that it's okay to do so, right? And again, if we are people that need to cultivate a little bit more energy, I'm not saying burn fat, okay? I will never say that in a yoga class. But cultivate good energy, yeah, get things going. And let's go ahead and pause there, then inhale and straighten your leg, and bring that other hand up nice and high. So again, extend up to open the space between the ribs, relax the back hand, and you can be reverse triangle, or you can do it for a little bit. You don't have to bend fully. You see that I'm bending quite a lot into this. You can bend as far as your body likes it. And keep that knee working towards that front foot. Hey, don't tip in with it. Okay, let's go ahead and bring that again back to center. Pause, and now notice what we would call that pranic release, that energy, that life force. Where did it go? All right, let's go ahead, bring ourselves carefully together, and we're gonna flow that moon salutation that we learned last week. So it's a bunch of different poses. If you haven't done it with me before, just kind of think constant motion. We're not going to be stuck anywhere. Okay. It starts by inhaling up and doing something we did a little bit ago. Exhaling and give a side bend over to the right. Good. And then inhale on up. I'll do it slow flow. Exhale over to the left. Do the other side. Okay, so inhale, come back on up, and then you're gonna step wide to the side of the mat, nice and wide, toes out, and find a goddess pose. And I'll probably only take about one breath in each of these. Inhale, nice, exhale, deepen. After this is star. We inhale and press everything really long. Lift your heart, lift your chin, and then exhale, shine out even further. Press, press. All right. Inhale, turn your toes off the back of the mat, and we're gonna go towards a triangle. Exhale and reach on out and over for triangle. So you can find your hand on your leg. Inhale, let's just take one more breath here. And exhale. Moving on to pyramid. Pyramid is different legs. So come on up, put your legs on 2 tracks, hips facing one direction, and exhale, come on forward. So you could come part way, or with a little bit of a knee bend, give yourself a little support. Or if you love to do pyramid way far down, you definitely can do that, all right? Hey, I've got a block here, and this is the kind of thing that it's meant for. So hopefully you have your props handy too. Okay, let's keep moving. This becomes a lunge. So we're gonna take that back knee down to the floor. All right, for a moment, and then just take one breath there. Inhale and exhale, and deepen into the lunge. All right, so we're gonna do a side lunge next. Pivot back towards the side of the mat, tuck your back toes, and come up into a big side lunge. So just like so, and we'll take another breath here. Inhale and exhale. So this moon salutation, now inhale, come center, is meant to feel grounding. And exhale, come, you could even drop in low here into a big low squat. All right, then we go to the other side. Inhale, come on up, lunge a little bit into the other leg and support yourself. Side leg is long. Sun salutations, developing a lot of heat. Let's inhale and keep ourselves moving, pivoting, and come on down to lunge and put the knee down for the other side. And then take a breath here. Inhale to extend the front side of the body. Exhale to let the hips melt. Now from this, we gotta go back to our pyramid. So tuck the toes, and maybe you come in a little bit, and maybe you use your block or walk yourself on up and find your pyramid. And then once we're there, I wanna make sure that we have another breath there, that we're feeling the pose, finding it, and having a moment of stillness. Okay. Now to triangle, keep coming on up, set it all up. And then as you exhale to reach forward, find the place you want to use as a rest, the block or the shin. Take another breath into this. So this flow should feel a little bit more grounding and less heating. Let's inhale, come on up, come to the side, find your star. And exhale, big, big, big star. Press, press, press. One of the last things is to come back into goddess. So it was a completely cyclical type of flow. Take another breath here where we mirrored everything and then just kind of came back the same way. Let's inhale, straighten, and carefully to the top of the mat again. Exhale, and we'll finish with another round of side bends. Inhale, come on up. Exhale to the left this time. And we inhale, we come on up. And exhale to the right. Nice. Inhale, on up overhead, and exhale, release. Good. So hopefully, feel what the difference is between that and a sun, I don't really do a super sunny sun salutation in this class, but hopefully that movement should feel nice and smooth and round and a little bit grounding. We're gonna come down, speaking of that, to the ground. So go ahead, come on down. And then put your knees down and come to a seat, actually. Come to a seat and cross legs. And we're going to do a version of, is this the way I want to do it? No. Come on to hands and knees. Here's what I want to do. If this bothers your knees, please just kind of stay up a little bit. But we're going to do a version of what we call scales or a pendant a little bit, but it's just some abdominal strength building. So, all right. Maybe you want to start even with fists here at your side, not so much the palms, but we'll start with the fists and put them right under your shoulders, okay? What you're going to be doing is pressing into this and drawing your navel in and lifting your knees a little bit off the floor. So let's go ahead, inhale, Make your shoulders nice and strong, and then exhale, press into the floor, lean a little forward, draw your abdominals in and up, and bring your legs off the floor, even if it's a tiny amount. Okay, inhale, sit up, keep strong. Exhale, bring your hands a little more forward. Now, bring your navel in and up, and maybe it's just your hips that come up, but maybe the knees can too, all right? Now let's put it down. Now on the last one, go ahead and then make the hands flat and come even a little bit further. Draw the navel in and up. Maybe the hips lift, maybe the knees lift, and this one I want you to hold for a tiny bit. All right, so you could still have your fists there if you have wrist issues, right? Keep your chin a little bit tucked, navel in and up. Oh, that's a lot. I mean, we're doing something pretty small, but it's a lot of work. All right, put it down. Nice. The other version I was gonna say, when we were set up, when we're sitting, you could be cross-legged and kind of do the same thing. Just lift your booty off the floor. You could do that sitting in your work chair too, couldn't you? All right, and we're gonna do some forward folds. So I wanna flip around and bring your right leg out. Bring your right leg out long. And we're gonna do a single-legged stretch here first. So I like to make sure that this right hip is sitting back as far as it can go. Relaxing the left. Inhale, extend through the body, and exhale, hinging forward, and finding whatever works for you. So one thing, I don't always have it right here, but a strap is a really, really great thing on a pose like this. If you wrap it around your heel and you just kind of hold, really great. I don't have to feel, especially if you have low back issues, I don't have to strain in order to get a nice stretch for the backs of the legs, practicing that part of our forward fold, okay? So that's just another nice thing to have handy. Strap, block, blanket. You know, it doesn't have to be official stuff. It can be household things that serve the same purpose, right? Good, and we're gonna use this to do an open twist too. So inhale, come on up, and then maybe open up the left side a little bit. Take your right arm and sort of glue it to the inside of your leg. Now let's start by inhaling, lifting on up, and just making that spine nice and tall. And then take and turn around to the left and bring your hand back behind you for your nice support. So just like any twist, the back hand reminds us to sit up, and the front one assists the twist. And don't forget to bring your eye gaze back over that shoulder. And don't let your breath come out of that steady rhythm. Always bringing it back. You know, if you lose it, bring yourself back to it. Smooth, even one-to-one breathing. Good, and let's go ahead and migrate back to the front of that. And let's do actually, yes, we have time. We're gonna do the wide-legged fold. Now this, for a lot of people, I'm just gonna tell you right away, the blanket lift is so helpful because you can sit right on the front of this and it just automatically makes the position more sustainable. Here is my tip on this. Find the width that's right for you, and then take your thigh bones and turn them out a little bit. Turn them a little bit away from the center, and then see if you can start relaxing into that. Now this pose, I realize, is one of those poses. It may feel like the least relaxed place you can imagine. That's where your breath comes back in, okay? So reestablish that nice, smooth, long breath. And how about, let's not worry about how far forward we are. Do this. On your next smooth inhale, lengthen the front side of your body. And then just kind of stay there. And as you exhale, at the end of your exhale, start to draw your navel in and just relax at the hips and see what space is created there. Now, stay in that place. Inhale again. Effortlessly lengthen the front side of the body. And then begin your exhale. The whole exhale is relaxing. At the end of that, draw the navel in. you're most relaxed, and maybe you've tipped a millimeter into it, and just kind of keep that going. That real beautiful, smooth body awareness. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to just let all tension trickle out. And when that navel comes in, feel the space. In this way, our breath is a really great touchstone. It's an essential touchstone in our practice for bringing ourselves to stillness. And I sure hope that this practice is one that, helps as a stress reducer in any way. It's what it's supposed to do, right? Helping with that nervous system. Let's come on out of that. And we're going to do the other single-legged stretch. I'll leave my left leg long. You could also stay up on a blanket for this one. You can play with that. And make sure that left hip sits nice and far back. Inhale, come on forward. And exhale. Hinge. And some of that same stuff applies here too. There's no just one way to do a lot of these poses. I like to mix it up. And one of the ways is, with this nice long spine awareness. Another way is the surrender type, okay? And so you could do either. But not necessarily reaching, always paying attention. What's that low back tell you? I know I've had some lovely sensations there in the past 6 months, and a pose like this really tells me that I need to be dotted the I's, crossing the T's, really in good form. Otherwise, it's gonna mess with my low back. All right, let's come on up on that one again, and we'll do that open twist again. So maybe you want to open your right leg a little bit. Take your left arm, glue it to the inside of that left leg, and then inhale, lift on up. Let's just make sure we have a beautiful, long, tall spine, and then set it down somewhere behind you. Let that back hand inhale to lift you up. Let your front hand exhale to twist you, and bring yourself gradually into a twist as well. Some of that same sort of breathing technology is useful here too, how at the end of the exhale you can feel that navel come in and relax your hips, relax your eye gaze back over the shoulder. Nice. Finish your last breath here and then come back on to the front. I want to do something. I'm going to come back up on the blanket here. Do something unconventional. It's going to feel a little weird, but it's a great thing to do. For our digestive system, we'll do a double-legged fold here. But I want you to set up your Dandasana. Take your two fists and put them maybe put them over to the left. All right, so inhale here, and don't worry about how far forward you go, but then exhale and let the hands compress the belly. Good, take a breath there, and then go ahead, inhale, sit on up, and then move them maybe over to the other side. And then exhale, fold over that. Again, don't worry about, is it right? As long as you're getting pressure against the belly, it's fine. Okay. Inhale, come on up. We're going to do one more. This time maybe flip and then put them nice, really into the crease. Exhale and forward fold. And let's hold this one. Hold this one a couple times. Just that nice massage for the digestive system. So everyone, I have a new class. It's also on the Thursdays if you like to attend live, but it's called Mindfulness and Movement and Meditation. So I'm adding a meditation class, and I hope you'll check it out. It's also a 30-minute, and I'm going to approach it pretty introductory-like. And the movement part really is just to kind of get ourselves settled. It's just really, really light poses and not a lot of it. The bulk of the time is spent on centering, getting our head in the right space, and then doing true meditations. So check it out. I hope you know these asana positions. Let's go ahead, inhale on up and lie back. Go ahead and lie back. These asana positions in the yoga tradition are preparation for meditation. Did you know that? Lie back in your shavasana. And so everything, maybe it makes sense to you after you've practiced a while. If we're using all of these poses and our breath and everything to bring ourselves into a calmer, more centered place, then that just makes sense that a meditation would follow a practice such as that. Just relaxing everything on down. And noticing the natural rhythm of your breath. And you can remain in Shavasana for as long as you need to, even as much as 5 minutes, and just letting that stillness and that peace of mind pervade, and being free from your thoughts. And whenever you're ready to come out, rolling onto your right side, taking your time and eventually coming to a seat, comfortable seat, your primal asana. And seal in your practice. Bring your hands to heart center. Anjali Mudra, this is called. And bringing chin towards chest. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions or feedback, please scroll down to the bottom of the page and use that feedback button. It will come to me pretty quickly. Check out the new meditation class. See you next time. Bye.